Hey guys, so you asked for it and I'm here to deliver it. My Instax Share review basically. I just got this little guy and I'm just basically showing you what the picture on the outside is for the box, and I'm opening it up so you guys can see exactly what you get if you decide to get it. I will have links in the description box below if you guys decide to get it. I bought it off of Amazon, so I'm going to give you the exact link and seller that I used, so if you guys decide to get it as well. But it's just a nifty little printer to have. It is a novelty printer to have if you already have a printer at home. It's not like you need this to do Project Life. This is just kind of an extra that I really wanted. I'd wanted it since it came out about 2 years ago or so, give or take, but I couldn't really justify the amount then, but it's gone down a little bit since it first came out in Japan when it was first released. So I decided to get it, and it's super cute. And this is the little slot that I'm trying to open for the batteries. Make sure you don't force anything. There is a little pin thing that you have to pull back and then lift up. And it does come with batteries in the box when you buy this, just so you guys know. But it's just like the cutest little printer. It's very small. It's smaller than it looks on camera, but it is a printer and it does not use any ink. You're going to put a cartridge in this back part here, and it's just like an Instax camera if you've used one. There's a little yellow part right there that you have to line up with your film, and you're going to be using the same film you use in an Instax camera since this printer is inkless. The ink is actually in the actual film like a Polaroid camera, except this is a printer. These are the instructions, which I do recommend you read or look over the instructions because they're very simple. This is the film that came with it because I bought like that bundle that brings film as well as the printer because of course I needed to use it the instant I got it. So it brings 10 films per canister, so I got the double pack, so that means I have 20 prints. That's about $1 a print, give or take, but this is more of a novelty, so it's not like I'm going to use it every single Project Life page necessarily. So to me it's a good deal. I know that I'm paying $1 a print. I'm alright with that. Right now I'm just putting in the cartridge, and you just make sure that you're reading the instructions when putting it in and it's lining up with the small little yellow line you see on the printer as well as on the cartridge. And you don't want to, there's a part where you don't want to press down, so make sure that you don't actually press down. And it'll show you, it has a little caution thing, but it's really simple to do. Just follow along with the instructions. I was just making sure it was properly in there, just taking it in and out so that you guys could see it as a demonstration. After you've inserted your film cartridge, wait just a second or two and you're going to see a black piece of plastic come out, and that's not a picture or a Polaroid. That's just the cartridge basically opening itself up, and now you're basically ready to get printing. Your machine doesn't even have to be on when this happens, but basically don't be alarmed when it comes out. That just means you properly loaded your film into your printer. Next, when you turn on your printer, you're going to want to hold the button for 1 or 2 seconds till you see a green light come on, just so you know. All those lights, which I'm turning off my other lamp for so you can see, are just showing you that there is film and batteries as well. So as you see the lights going down, you're going to realize that you have less film, so just keep in mind that as well. Now I'm going into my Bluetooth and I'm looking for the Instax to show up, and it will, and you're going to want to click on that to connect, and then go to the Instax Share App, which you should have downloaded ahead of time, and if you haven't, go ahead and do that. And then from there, you're basically going to be able to access your photos to print, and it's very, very simple, you guys. It's going to ask you for access, and then you're going to give it access, and then you're going to be able to basically choose from your whole library what you do or do not want to print. For this, I'm just choosing an Instax, not an Instax, but a photo that I had from Instagram, and it does have a filter on it, so because of that, it's going to be a little bit blown out. To print, it's going to ask you your permission, and you're going to go ahead and connect to the printer. It's going to ask you for a passcode, which is 1111, which is 4 ones, I believe, I think I just said, which is the standard code that it comes with. You can always change that, but it'll show it in the instructions that that's the code that it does come with. As you see the green light flashing, that means it's printing, and I left it in real time so you could see how long it does take to come out, which isn't very long at all. I think it was about less than a minute, but just give it time, and just be aware that when it does come out, it will come out white, but you have to give it time to develop, which also takes its own time, so don't freak out or anything like that. That's just how it's supposed to work. I am going to let you guys see how long it takes to develop, but I am going to fast forward the process a bit. Even though it doesn't take very long, I would say it maybe took about a minute, but just give it time, because depending, it might take a little bit longer. So don't freak out, just give it time and don't move it or try to flick it or do anything to it to make it develop any faster than it would. Please keep in mind that this photo did have a filter on it, so that's kind of why it looks kind of faded out. But in general, with Polaroid pictures, if you want it to come out a little bit more defined, then you're going to have to play with the depth and the contrast to make it a little bit darker, because it's always going to come out just a tad bit lighter, because that's the nature of Polaroids. I'm just comparing it to a 3x4 card right next to it, so you can kind of see the size comparison in case you're planning on using this for Project Life. Because I know some people who watch this may just be wanting it just for Polaroid pictures, but if you are using it for Project Life, this is basically how it's going to fit on a 3x4. And it's a very cute size. I mean, I love the size that it is, and even though I can print on my regular Canon printer different sizes, I just always wanted to get the Polaroids. I like the look of it. It looks kind of old and vintagey, and I don't necessarily need it to be perfect. I kind of like that it doesn't look completely perfect. That's the whole point of it. And you can also stamp on top of the Polaroid, well, not on top of, I mean, I guess you probably could, but on the white border that's on the bottom of it. That's another thing that I thought would be really cute, is to just stamp on the white border. I'm using archival ink, but please keep in mind that it's going to take a good minute for this to dry. So I actually think StazOn might work a little bit better than the archival did, just because it took a while to dry. So I was kind of expecting it to dry faster, but I don't know, it just took a good minute to dry. But I'm just showing you guys basically how it looks when it's stamped on the bottom, because this is definitely something that I plan on doing with my future Polaroid pictures for my photo albums and all of that kind of stuff. If you guys have any more questions about the Instax Share printer that I didn't address in this video, be sure to comment and leave them below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And remember that I have links in the description box below for where you can purchase this printer and exactly where I got it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye guys!